UK understands Ethiopia's quest for sea access. The United Kingdom's ambassador to Ethiopia, Darren Welch, says Ethiopia's aspiration to secure access to seaports for its growing economy is understandable and should be addressed through peaceful dialogue.
I come from a country which has 51 major ports and more than 120 other ports, so I approach this issue with some humility. And the United Kingdom, of course, is a major seafaring, trading nation with deep roots in its seafaring and naval traditions. So we understand the desire to be connected to the world for trade. But we think that the last thing this region needs is more tensions and more conflict. So we would call on, and have called on, parties to try to de-escalate, take the heat out of some of this dialogue. And as the Prime Minister and government have said, to seek peaceful dialogue and negotiations as a way to achieving objectives. I can understand why a country of Ethiopia's size and growing economy would want to diversify its access to commercial ports. And in fact, the United Kingdom is supporting work at the port of Berbera and are supporting a transport agreement to make sure that goods can flow more readily between that port and Ethiopia. We understand the desire. We come from a deep tradition of seafaring and global trade, but we would always argue that any differences, any tensions are negotiated peacefully. On the issue of particularly sea access and the regional integration, I mean, we support regional integration. As I say, the potential for that intra-African trade is huge. We want to see more regional integration to build and grow those African markets through peaceful means, dialogue and negotiation.
Ambassador Welch said Ethiopia's desire for reliable maritime. A prominent Canadian scholar said, Ethiopia is carving a sophisticated path as a leader in digital sovereignty, surpassing many European countries in developing sovereign cloud and artificial intelligence. The assessment was shared by Professor Anne Fitzgerald, director of the Balsillie School of International Affairs, during her presentation titled The Hidden Frontiers of Power, AI, Data, IP, and Global.
I think Ethiopia has made great gains here with establishing a sovereign cloud and with its AI patents and locking down those AI patents by way of its intellectual property office. That's really important for a future that, that sees power governed by three things: who owns the IP, who controls the data, and who sets down the standards. I would say that Ethiopia should continue its work in setting standards and bringing a champion voice to the African Union and the regional economic communities as an African country that's advanced in this area, to help build continental resilience, especially with its natural resources, especially with the continent's youth and ability to produce the future leaders.
Petition at the Institute of Foreign Affairs today. The professor observed that Ethiopia's strategic strides in establishing
AI and data-driven solutions will empower every sector of the economy in the future. It already does, but even in the most traditional sectors like agriculture, forestry, mining. So people have to become familiar with that new general purpose infrastructure. AI, data, the protections like cyber, IP, and standards, and computational capacity that will be supported by quantum technologies as well in the future. You know, the AI Institute here in Addis is doing a really good job of that at the moment. That has to expand even further, and a national data strategy should be produced, and national standards should be set, which then connect Ethiopia with the middle power coalitions that are developing, that bring ideas to the middle power coalitions and bring them into the regional economic community and the African Union.
Protected sovereign cloud and generating AI patent.
Finland is keen to strengthen its business partnerships and diversify collaborations with Ethiopia, Finnish ambassador to Ethiopia, Sinikka Anttila, said. The ambassador said Finland wants to expand and diversify its collaboration to business partnerships ensuring mutual benefits of the two nations, she elaborated.
Ethiopia and Finland, we have a long-time cooperation based much on long-time development cooperation, education, water supply, digitalization, but we are also diversifying to business partnerships nowadays. You have a very ambitious plans for everything in your green legacy, about the environment, about your connectivity through digitalization, and you have been planting a lot of tree seedlings and of course infrastructure also. You have ambitious infrastructure plans.
According to her, Finland has strong development cooperation with Ethiopia in various fields such as education, water supply, and digitalization.
We are focusing especially on inclusive education, leave no one behind. And then rural water supply, community-based water. Our support has created access to water, digital land registration, which has also provided digital registration for smallholder farmers. We want to also have more business partnerships, so we are diversifying.